Hey everybody, it's Paul, 125 Roller Coaster Challenge, and we are here at Great Adventure in New Jersey, and we are going to do a full explore. Now, we haven't done an explore here since the first year, so there's a lot of changes, and this is a very unique park, so we're going to be doing a full walkthrough. And right off the bat here, they actually have the great Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig and Penelope, I believe it is, right there. But when you come on in, this is the front gate here where you get your walk through, you get your tickets. That's New Flash. We're going to show you how to get there. This is going to be a long walkthrough because this is one of the bigger parks here. I want to show you real quick here. This is brand new. The entrance here is all Looney Tune themed there, but as soon as you come in, you got Market Street. Now we're going to go down the right hand side here first, and then we're going to oh, there goes Flash. Might as well give you a little bit of Flash here. We're going to go through the right hand side. We're going to do a full walkthrough of the entire park. And there's a lot of different areas. So unlike a lot of other parks, this is very linear. So right there's Flash, and right there is the restrooms that you want to hit when you get in. There's the spike, and then it's going to go backwards. But right here is the Main Street Market, where you can get mostly Looney Tune stuff. And right here, this just opened up. Last time I was here, it wasn't here, which is Sweet Treats, which is your ice cream, cotton candy. Now, over there's the other side. I'm going to show you that when we leave, because we want to do a full walkthrough of this park. So we're not going to miss anything, but there's going to be a lot of backlogging and stuff. So right over here, by the, they used to have the 50th anniversary here, is Latte Fraps. It's basically Roller Coaster Cafe, which is their coffee venue and stuff like that. And then, of course, right next to that is the Build-A-Bear Workshop. I like this. They really Looney Tuned this up here. You've got Roadrunner, Bugs Bunny, and Daffy there. And then here you got the iconic fountain, all right? So you're going to see this fountain a lot, because we're going to walk throughout this entire park. You're going to see it a lot. But what we're going to do first is we're going to make a right. All right, this is a linear park. In the background, you see Joker. That is the end of that park. It's very narrow, but very wide. So when you come over here, right there's Build-A-Bear, and that's head of the line, which is a hat store. And next to that is your Six Flags photos and stuff. Now, this is another bright day, so we're going to be adjusting the color and all that kind of stuff to make sure that we have enough. Make it a little bit darker here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down this main aisle here first, and we're going to show you everything on the right hand side. So over here is live meet and greet. So here, I like this. This is kind of new for this year, but they actually now have characters scheduled. Like today, 1 o'clock and 1:30 is going to be Bugs Bunny. Then you got 2 o'clock, the pigs and all that stuff. And this is where you can find them, which is a nice little addition. And then next to that is the Coca-Cola refresh station. Now this path right here takes you over to Flash. Remember this because we're going to be coming back this way, but we're going to go deep and then come back that way. So as you come through this way, you got the giant wheel. Here's some good looks at the Flash though. Flash was actually a very good ride. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. But there's the big wheel, which is one of the original rides. They refurbed it last year to make, you know, basically a lot of the original rides they refurbed. Then over here is the restroom. Yet again, give you another good shot of the Flash, since that is the highlight new attraction for this year. And as you come over here, you've got a game, one in the wind basketball. If you're interested in learning more about our games or food or anything like that, we have Let's Eat, Let's Play, the whole 9 yards. It is very Wildwood with them being able to talk to you. And then when you come over here, you got a lot of people love this place. This is one of the people's favorite places to eat. It's Mama Leone's. Food and stuff like that. It's the pasta Italian restaurant they have here. So we did Great Adventure when we first started doing these, and basically a lot of changes here. And one of the new changes here, this is called the Quick Six, which is a store they have here that literally you pick up your items, you scan a credit card when you go in there, you pick up your items, and then when you're all done, you just walk right out and it automatically bills you. And over here is another game. Like I said, if you're interested in games, we have Let's Play. I like here that you have happy hours and stuff. And over here you got Dippin' Dots, because you got to have a Dippin' Dots. And then last but not least, right over here is Granny's Chicken. Now, we went here earlier this year. This is our second time at this park, and they totally revamped this. If you want to check out our What's New, or our Park Day, I think it might have been there, they totally redesigned it. And they made it more like Cedar Fair, where you actually have certain food like chicken, chicken tenders, hush puppies, batter shrimp, pork loin, and you just go in there, and it's so quick now. you basically have your different options and you can go from there. The other thing I think is pretty cool here is this used to be called something different, but they actually generalized it to the Scrambler, which is what 90% of these rides are called. So it is neat that I think it was like Heave Ho or something like that. Now it's the Scrambler. It's named like every other place. And over here is their arcade. Actually a pretty good arcade. I was surprised how much I liked their arcade. Yet again, right there's Granny's. And right in front of us is Movie Town. And we're going to be showing you that. And then over here is One in the Wind. So Movie Town takes you into the DC universe, basically. If you're not familiar with Six Flags, it's all DC and Looney Tunes, all right? So here's the other side of the arcade. It's called Studio 28 Arcade. And over here is their clone of Batman. Now we're going to go over to the right here because we're going to take you right. Later on we're going to take you left and show you some more sections. But that is Batman the Ride. And then right next to that is the Gotham City Gift Shop right in front of us. There's the arcade again. Now just like every other Batman, the ride, they always have a Batmobile, so we'll show you the Batmobile. So the Batmobile's over here. Used to be in the center, but now they actually have planters. But so that's Batman the Ride. And over there is the Gotham City. There's restrooms there. And then Gotham City Gift Shop, which is all DC Universe. And you see that big pendulum in the ground there? That is Wonder Woman. And we'll be going by there in a second. But I want to show you. So they got the gift shop here. Right next to the gift shop is one of my least favorite rides. It's called the Dark Knight Coaster, and it's an indoor box. That whole building there you see is literally that roller coaster. Wonder Woman's flying pretty high. Definitely a high thrill game here, but what I want to show you here is this is all rethemed from last year. It's called the Patio, where good and evil eat. And over here you got the Heroes Grill, which has quesadillas and chicken tenders. And then you have the Villains Tavern. I love the fact that the villains get the alcohol there, but they have some great seating, and they actually have it's weird because this is all new, but they still have a Western theme where you sit and stuff like that. But this is all revamped from last year. Right there is the Dark Knight, and there's Wonder Woman still going. Now also connected to Villains is also another refresh station. There's a lot of those at this park. So this is the Movie Town section. Right there is the Access Chemical. That is actually a theater they use for Halloween. And I think it's more of a storage area now. It doesn't get utilized like it used to. But yet again, all in all, not too bad. So it's Wonder Woman, Lasso of Truth. And now we're going to hook over to the right. And there's a reason why I want to hook over this way. Yet again, this is going to be a long video. There's going to be a lot of backtracking because there's different paths that you can take. And we're going to show you all the different paths. I do like the fact that they have a Wonder Woman statue right there. Now, the one thing about Six Flags parks, they do get loud. So if you hear me talking louder, that means there's music. And last year, actually last time we did a walkthrough of this park, we ended up getting copyrighted. So I want to make sure we can avoid that this year. All right. Now, remember I showed you Flash before? This is the way you should be able to go see Flash. But there's a couple little things here that I want to show you first. This is the Metro Grill, which is basically a typical food stand that they have. Over here, last year they made this a bar. It was called the Retro Bar, but it doesn't look like the Retro Bar is back. It looks like it was a quick little attempt and did not work, so that is now empty again. But they did open up the Metro Shop, which is pretty much where you get your Flash merchandise. So over there is one of their big theaters called the Showcase Theater. Right there is Flash going. I'll show you Flash real quick here, since that is the highlight attraction here. That is a great stall. It goes forward and backwards. It is the modern Super Boomerang. So the first one in the United States. But over here you have the DC store, and you also have Justice League. So let me bring that up a little bit. There we go. So that's Justice League right there. That's a flat ride. But this is all refurbed. They got the whole Justice League symbol there. And like I said, right there's the Showcase Theater. Right here goes Flash going backwards. Backwards stall. So this is Flash Vertical Velocity, which is a brand new attraction for 2025. It was supposed to come out in 2024, but it got a little bit of a delay. Right over there is the Battle for Metropolis, which is their shooting dark ride. So this is definitely all themed to good old DC, Star City and Metropolis and Gotham and stuff like that. So we're coming out this way. We're going to show you because this is going to take us back out to the main walkway. So you get to enjoy that again. But of course here they got a store. So if you spend this much money on a new coaster, you better have some merchandise to go with it. So they have the Speedster Central. Like I said, this is the brand new attraction for this year, which is kind of nice. But if you know anything about Great Adventure, there's been some subtractions too, and we'll show you that section later. But once again, if you like what we do, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Simple click for you means a lot to us. And we're probably about 25% done with this park. So it is a huge park, and there's going to be a long walkthrough, but definitely let us know what you think about it. All right. So this path that we're taking right now takes you right back to the main walkway. It's going to take us right back to the entrance. So we've kind of hooked aside. We went through the entire movie town. Now we're going to go back through that area again. We're going to the other side there so you can see a little bit more. But we're going to head back and head over towards the Jersey Devil. So we're still, if you're by the entrance, we are still pretty much on the right-hand side of the park. And right in front of us, right there is Flash. Right there is her Sky Screamer. So we're going to show you a little bit more on this side now. Right there's the entrance by the fountain, and you have a Johnny Rockets. So if you're familiar, that is pretty much their burger joint. You know, you have Coasters Drive-In over at Cedar Fair. Here they got Johnny Rockets. And then right here you got Speed Sports, basically playing off Flash, and basically that's where you can get, you know, treats and stuff like that. Here, of course, is the Lost and Found. And there's that giant wheel again to give you a perspective. But here's the Sky Screamer. We want to show you that. Oh, there goes Flash again. I'll stay right here, get you a little bit more Flash as it goes backwards. Got a lot of B-roll Flash on this. There you go. But over here is where you go into a Sky Screamer, which is something I did one of these over in New England. Not a fan because you're kind of just hanging there, but you know, it is a ride. And here's the giant wheel. There's the games we showed you before with Mama Leone's. Now we're here in April, so things are starting to brighten up. I was here earlier this year and it was not as good of a day. It was kind of rainy, so we didn't want to put this park in a bad location, but right here's the giant wheel. So that's how you go on the big wheel. Right next to that is Skyline Taps. You're going to notice there's a lot more bars than there used to be in the past. So if you like grabbing a drink while in an amusement park, Great Adventure's got you covered. So this is more the traditional area of the park. A lot more green than you find at most other parts of this park. So, and I always like green. Let me darken up a little bit here. When it's a bright day, it's hard to get things figured out there. But over here, there is bumper cars. Wanted to show you that they do have bumper cars, fender benders that go by. I usually don't come this way, but I always wanted to show you as much as we can. So these are their bumper cars, more traditional, which I really like. All right, and here I wanted to show you this. This came in from last year. It's the 50th anniversary, the line that they had there. It used to be in the front of the park. Now they moved it over here, right in front of Granny's Chicken. Remember we talked about Granny's Chicken before? Well, we're back in that area. And right in front of Granny's, there's that Dippin' Dots from before. Right here is characteristics and hair ties and stuff. All right, and there's the Scrambler that we talked about before. And then we're going to go back towards Movie Town, but we're going to go the other direction. So we showed you the one part. Now we're going to show you, we showed you the right, now we're going to show you the left. So if you like what we do, make sure you like and subscribe. We're hitting 40 parks. We did 3 parks. This is our second park twice for us. But it is only April. We're going to hit 40 this year. We're going to hit 125 roller coasters. And hopefully we're going to hit 500 new coasters. So as we come over here, right in front of me there is Batman. And this time, right there's the arcade. And always got to watch the, got to talk as much as I can when there's music, because Six Flags loves to give you music when you don't want it. All right, so now we're over here towards the left, and we're heading over here to the Dippin' Dots. Another Dippin' Dots. And also there is some food areas. So you got Fat Burger and funnel cakes right here. So you can enjoy those. Plenty of seating and stuff like that, which is good. Now the other thing you're going to notice as you look at the funnel cake, stuff like that, there's Great Adventure guides. There's a couple of those throughout the park. So you can definitely check those out. And over here is a game. Now right in front of me is the Junior Thrill Seekers. So when it comes to Explorers, we actually have separate ones for the kids sections. So definitely check out for Junior Thrill Seekers. You can definitely check that out. Check out our playlist and you'll find it there. Now right here's Batman, and right next to that is another yellow one called Nitro. Now Nitro, much better than Batman. This one is a hyper coaster, 200 foot. Batman is an inverted coaster, which is a clone. So more original is Nitro. Temporarily closed, but definitely one to enjoy. And then over here you got lockers, and then you got a Coca-Cola refill stations, which is seeing a lot of those now thanks to the Cedar Fair. Their system's a lot better. And then here you actually got the Pine Barrels Beer Garden. Like I told you, they got a lot more bars than they used to have. So that's where you can sit there and grab some drinks. And we're gonna come out this way first, the edge of the park. Then we're gonna cut through the area called the Pine Barrens, which of course is where you will find the Jersey Devil. So over here, this is Nitro, you can see right in front of us. Currently not going, but we'll be going soon. But right before you get to it, this is Jersey Devil Barbecue, which is one of my favorite places. And then the last ride here, and it's closed, but it makes sense, it's April, which is Roaring Rapids, which is our canyon ride. So those are the different rides you got to enjoy there. Now we're gonna come over here. We're entering the Pine Barrens, and that is Jersey Devil going, which is a single rail RMC roller coaster. One of the few that are around. Actually, one of my favorite coasters. It's a unique one. It's not one of my favorites. It's mid-tier, but what makes this one great is usually these are smaller. These are very big. This is very drawn out, so you have a lot more time to do the stalls and stuff. There it goes, going up the hill. And there's a bathroom over there to the right. But we'll show you the stall real quick. So there it goes. So it's on one rail. So basically it's single seated. But let's come over here real quick, watch it come through. There's Airtime Hill, and here's the stalls. These are the best part. There you go. So that's Jersey Devil. Now if we come out this way, we're gonna cut through. No, actually, no, we're not gonna cut through. We're gonna go around Junior Thrill. Like I said, if you're interested in Junior Thrill Seekers, there will be an updated Explorer so you can enjoy that. So now we're heading back to the main walk. Right in front of us is Batman. Right there is Devil Barbecue. So we did a little nook, which is the Jersey Devil. So over to my right is the Junior Thrill Seekers. Oh, right there is Jersey Devil. I'm sorry, Batman. We'll actually do it at the drop. It's a decent drop. This is a B&M inverted coaster. Same design of the first one ever built. And it goes right into a loop. There you go. All right, so right there's the entrance to Nitro. And we're gonna head out this way. We're going around Junior Thrill Seekers. And now we're by the funnel cake. So we're taking you around there. The highlight of the Junior Thrill Seekers is the Little Devil coaster, which is right there, going up the hill. It's a little kid's coaster, but you know, it is a coaster credit. So if you're looking for credits, that's the way to go. Now we are heading back towards the front of the park. If you look there, you can see the giant Ferris wheel. You can also see the Sky Screamer. So we're going to hug the far edge here. And then after that, we're going to go towards the middle, and then we're halfway done with the park. We're taking on to the other side. But all this over here is the Junior Thrill Seekers. It is the largest of the two kid sections here. Now over here to your right is Skull Mountain, which is an older roller coaster, and it's a dark roller coaster. They got a lot of fountains here and stuff like that. In the summer, he actually spits out water on a waterfall, but right now that's not going. But that is an indoor roller coaster that people have come to enjoy. There's another entrance to Junior Thrill Seekers. Now, to give you a perspective, right there is Granny's Chicken, and right there is the bumper cars. So, and there's the entrance to Skull Mountain. So that's where we basically were. So I want to go over this plot of land here because it's rare that you see an amusement park with dead space, but there's a reason for that. This is where the Sky Ride was for years, since the beginning of the park. And you can actually see there's pillars that shoot you all the way out to Frontier section, which we haven't got to yet. So that's why this area is dead, is because this used to be where the Sky Ride was. Now over here, this used to be Chop 6, which was the Asian food, but now it is a special events building. So I don't know what they're doing in there. If you know, let us know in the comment section. But I miss Chop 6. It was one of my few places I enjoyed eating when I was here. Now this area used to be all pirate themed. So you still got some remnants of it. Right here you actually have the Jolly Roger, which is kind of like a Himalaya. And when you come out this way, that's the Jolly Roger there. I like this because I know at one point, I think they had boats in here, but now it's a little water area. And they have a rubber ducky that spits out water. And they also have a clock, so if you need to know what time it is, they have a digital clock right there. But yep, so that's fairly new there. Brighten up just a little bit. And as we come out this way, a couple more attractions, and you can see the Joker in the background there. That is basically the middle of the park, the end of the park. So then we will go back towards the middle of Fountain and take you in the other direction. So over here, this is this Swashbuckler, which you see at a lot of fairs. Never really a big line for it, so I don't know how much longer it's going to be around, but that is one of the more popular rides in the past. And here's Buccaneer, which is a standard pirate ship. Now there is one more attraction I want to show you guys before I go off this path, and this is Air Jumbo. So this is a kids attraction, which is kind of just out in the middle of nowhere there, because there's nothing really here except for Air Jumbo. But this is, you remember the Flying Dumbos. This is kind of their play on the Flying Dumbos. So there you go. And we have a short on this ride if you want to check it out. Right there's the Swashbuckler, and over here is the Buccaneer. And over here you got a couple little scenic areas, which yet again, Six Flags is never going to be mistaken for Busch Gardens, but they are getting a little bit more green with what they do. I always like this fountain here. This has always been a kind of a neat little fountain they have. And they got seats and stuff, but people tend not to really spend time here, but it is a very nice attraction. So there's the Buccaneer. Right here is a roller coaster. Now, historically, this was Blackbeard's train or something like that, but as you can tell, right there is the Joker, which is a 4D roller coaster, which I have to ride today. Never like riding them, but you do what you gotta do, right? So if you have the Joker, you gotta name the ride right next to it Harley Quinn, right? Yeah, so this is now Harley Quinn's Crazy Train. So let me show you that. There it is. And it's actually a pretty good ride. It's a long train, but so there's Harley Quinn. And over here is Joker. So as we go over here, so the Joker is basically a 4D coaster. Now we're going down the main walk again. So we completely knocked out the right-hand side of the entire park. But let's take you over here real quick. Now over there is a little bit of a park area, which let me show you that real quick. It's another green space, which I think is kind of nice because, yet again, this park is not known for its green space, but that's a whole park area there. Now that used to be called Villain Snacks. It looks like they closed that one down, which kind of sucks because that was where I could get Dole Whip. But over here is your pass, flash pass, and pass holder services. So if you get your free walkthrough passes and stuff, that's where you want to go there. Yet again, hopefully we can dodge this music. One thing about Six Flags, they like to play our music, but this is new. They actually have a game here, which they didn't have before. So it's kind of the lobster pot game there. And over here, this is the Ale House and Craft Bar. This is probably the main bar they have here. So they have the frozen drinks, have wine in a can, the whole 9 yards here. But this is the Ale House next to Primo's Pizzeria. And then over here, this is where Johnny Bravo's is. Johnny Rockets. So to give you a perspective, right there's the fountain. But Primo Pizzeria, people really like that pizza. And we are back here, right there's Flash in front of us. So we're back at the fountain. So it's time for us, we're gonna hug the right-hand side going down here. We'll come back around, we're gonna end at the front. So we are doing a long walkthrough, and we're about 25 minutes into the video. So if you like what you're seeing, like and subscribe. But right there is Johnny Rockets. There's the Ale House. And here's the mainstream pub that they have right here. Good place to get funnel cakes, as you tell, Funnel Cake Factory. Like I said, we're going to hug the right-hand side. So we're going to, right there's Houdini, but we'll go over that later. So this is Funnel Cake Factory. And now we're on the left side of the park. And over here, there's the funnel cake, but right next to the funnel cake, they actually have a refreshment stand. So, and hopefully over time they have the Dole Whips there. But there's more seating there. Right over here is Houdini's Great Escape. If you don't know about this flat ride, I highly recommend it. It is personally one of my favorite flat rides. But I'm not going to ruin it for you, because nobody told me what it was until I got there. So, not going to ruin it for you. But right in front of us is our carousel, which is a Menage carousel. Now, if you don't know what that means, it means it's not just horses. So here they got a huge abundance of chickens. I'll show you that real quick. So usually it's like lions and tigers and maybe even elephants. Here, it's just chickens. So if you look, every middle aisle is a chicken. So that's something you don't see every day. And that's the entrance to the park that takes you right to Joker. But right here, this is another landmark. This is Yum Yum Cafe. They repainted it, looking great for the new year, but it definitely is another popular place, kind of like another Granny's. They have a lot of stuff that they do. They got a lot of different food options. Now, over there's the boardwalk. We're going to be going through that last, because that takes you out there where the old rides were. But right here is another traditional ride, the teacups. So, but that's the boardwalk. I'm going to show you the boardwalk at the end. So where we are right now is called Dream Street. And this is a brand new section. Before you used to have to go through an arcade to get to the back park here. Now they kind of blasted through here. And one of the things they did was you can actually rent or actually buy bricks. So you can have your name immortalized here on Dream Street. But along with Dream Street, they got these 4 different tents. So this tent over here, the red one, doesn't really have anything in it. Meanwhile, the blue one here is pretty much a huge arcade. Probably one of the biggest arcades they have here. So we are here. Now the green tent here is called Adventure World. That has a lot of more generic gifts and stuff like that. But that's the green tent. And this yellow tent, orange tent, it's faded a little bit. It's Souvenirs Sweets. So it's got candy, but it also has a lot of souvenirs. So this is the Dream Street, which basically connects the Frontier section to here. Now, when you come around this corner here by Souvenir Sweets Attitudes, you have the second kids section called Bugs Bunny National Park. And yet again, if you're interested in that, we have a updated walkthrough of that you can view. So over here, we've got the Wild Saloon, which is another place that you can grab a drink. And you got plenty of seats. You got nice, comfortable seats here. I kind of like that. Of course, you got a henna right next to it. And then across from there is the other Primo's Pizza, which also has salads, but it's all known for its pizza. So now you're at a crossroads here. Now over to the right here, you've got Great Adventure Guide. So you got the second guide. That going by right now is El Toro, which is now the best ride in the park, without any question. And that's Vintage Horror, but we'll show you that later. We're going to head over to the right to the Frontier, but I want to show you there's another roller coaster coffee here. And this is a more quiet part of the park. So this is more of my favorite part of the park. But we're going to head over to Frontier Adventures. Now, this is a part of the park that it kind of don't do much with when it's not a crowded day. But right over there is another entrance to Bugs Bunny National Park. And over here, you got the lake and you got the fountain. And historically, this was one of the most scenic areas. But with Kingda Ka being gone, this doesn't have the same pop. Great view of El Toro and Runaway Mine Train. But without without Kingda Ka, it just doesn't have the same pop like it used to. But there's Bugs Bunny National Park. Like I said, we will connect to that video later. But we're entering Frontier Adventures. And the main thing here, to me, is the log flume. And the entrance to the log flume is right over here. It is closed, of course, because it is off-season. But this actually won our favorite log flume last year when we actually did our rankings. There's some great views of El Toro. But over here, oh, there goes the mine train. Now that was an original ride and they refurbed it. The track is still pretty brutal, but the trains look amazing. But yeah, this is the log flume, which during the summer, this is a great, one of my favorite attractions at this park. Make it a little bit brighter. And of course you got a drink stand. Notice how much quieter it is back here. So as somebody who's a little bit older, I kind of like the how quiet things are back here in the Frontier Adventure. And really the only thing open right now is the mine train. Now, if you look, you're going to see those white towers. This right here was where the Sky Ride would end its journey. So one side was the Sky Ride, the other side was the mine train. Now, Best of the West Grill and Saloon, the best food at this park. Love the place. They actually have an area for Diamond Elite VIPs that you can go enjoy. But as you can see, it is closed. But I'm going to go over here and show you it. So that whole building right there, great pork barbecue, but you get great views. The log flume actually goes over an island. So it's a great location where you can actually kick back, relax, have a great meal, enjoy the log flume, and enjoy the beauty of the park. Yet again, slow day, it's closed. Now right here is Savannah Sunset Station. This is how you get on the safari. It's currently closed, but when it opens up, it takes you safari trucks and takes you right out into the safari. And right here is the Safari Outpost, and there's people getting off Runaway Mine Train. Yet again, it is a classic ride. It is a fun ride, but it is a little rough. They painted it, but that's all they really did was paint it. So over here is where you go for the safari. Showed you the entrance. And then here you got Runaway Country. Little shows that they do throughout the year. We actually have a showtime at this park. So if you want to see the different shows they do throughout the year, definitely check out that video. Of course, there's a restroom. But it looks like the safari will not be open today. So we won't be able to show you that. But during COVID, they opened up the cars they did in the past. But now it is only by safari truck. And in front of us here, this used to be the old amphitheater. They used to have the signage, but it looks like the signage is all gone now. And I don't know what they're going to use that space for. And that roar is a coaster that's all the way back here by itself, called Medusa. It originally was Medusa, then it was called Bizarro for a while, and now it's Medusa again. And this is the original B&M Floorless coaster. So it's all the way in the back of the park, pretty much hugging the safari. And there's the other train for the Runaway Mine Train, the blue train. But yep, right down here is Medusa, and that's the only thing that's down there is Medusa. So what we're going to do is, oh, there goes the other train. So now we're at the far end of the left side of the park. So now we're going to start hooking back. And there's a path here that takes you out to El Toro. We're going to show you that section. So we're about 75% done with this video. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your favorite coaster is here. Do you like El Toro, Medusa? Do you like the new Flash? How about Runaway Mine Train? Which is your favorite ride here at Great Adventure roller coaster? Let us know. With the it being April, you can actually see a lot more of this Runaway Mine Train. As we head over here, we're going to cross this bridge. And right in front of us is El Toro, the bull. But let's show you some of the beauty of this park. It's because it's such a big park, it's easy to forget that it is kind of beautiful too. So let's take you over here, make it a little bit darker. We got a pond here and all that. Then on this side, you've got the water with Runaway Mine Train going by. And of course, El Toro just looks beautiful. It is a completely wooden structure, I believe. There's some steel reinforcements, but now this was Frontier Adventure. This was actually the Hispanic section, the Mexico section, so hence El Toro. And we're going to cut you through there. There was the Golden Kingdom, which used to be where Kingda Ka was, but that is no longer with us. So you definitely get your steps on when you're at this park. But it is so many good rides. Beautiful park. It is one of the flagship parks of the Six Flags chain, now Cedar Fair too. So, show you what this looks like this way. There's that first drop of El Toro. And we're going to show you the remnants of Kingda Ka as we walk through here, but show you there. That's a neat thing about the Runaway Mine Train is the fact that it goes over the water, which is a great feature. And right across there, that's the fountain. And this is the view that I showed you before. You can see the Bugs Bunny National Park. So now we are going into the land of El Toro. So let's show you that. All right. So right here is the entrance to El Toro, with lockers right next to it. And then, you know, they have an oasis so you can get water and stuff like that. Let me darken this up just a little. Looks a little blown out. So that's El Toro's entrance right there. Now over here, last year there was a path right here that would take you over to the Golden Kingdom and get you to Kingda Ka. But as you can tell, that's all closed down because, well, it's no longer there. So now we're going to come over here quick. Now if you're looking for Mexican type food, right here is a restaurant that, yet again, it's usually not open on slow days. But there's restrooms over here on the right. But it's called Macho Nacho Burritos. So that would be where we would say, if you're in the mood for Mexican food, that's where you go. And then El Mercado has all the different kind of merchandise. Mostly where you can go to get your El Toro gear. Got some great El Toro stuff here. They got some Medusa stuff here too. So now we're walking back towards that main Green Street area. And here's a ride that, at one point it used to be where the El Diablo was, which was their Larson Loop. Now it's Tango. I hardly ever see it going. Last year it was almost always closed, but looks like people are enjoying it. It's a nice little, fun little spinny ride. And here comes El Toro, going over the Camelback Hills. Good spot for it right here. So there goes the bull. And over here is their Dippin' Dots, one of the prettier stands, so I give them credit. That is one of the prettier Dippin' Dot stands. And now we're heading out over right where we split off before for the Frontier Adventures. The coffee shop's right up here. But we're going to show you the right-hand side of it now. Before we're showing you the Great Adventure Guide and all that stuff. So right over here to the right, Fright Fest Fanatics. Oh, over here real quick. This used to be Wild Adventures, and it used to be, you can go there and see different animals. I don't know if the animals are still there, but this section is blocked off because it was connected to the Golden Kingdom. So the animals at this point, they might still be there, but they're not allowing people back there while they're doing the construction for the new coaster. But this is Fright Fest. Let me open it up a little bit there. So now you can actually get merchandise the entire year. So walking here real quick just to show you. There you go, you got killer clowns from outer space. Over here you got Frankenstein and all that. So it's Halloween all the time in this store. But as we go over here, we're going to head back towards Dream Street. But we're going to do a little segue off there. We're going to show you pretty much what's left of Green Lantern. And right there's the saloon. Right here is the Primo's Pizza. Green Lantern's gone. The parachute ride's gone. What else is gone? There's a lot of different things that are gone. Parachute ride, Green Lantern, Kingda Ka, Zuma Majaro, because they gave rid of Kingda Ka. Zuma Majaro is in there. And then also, oh, the Twix ride, I think it's called Twister. So those are the rides that are no longer with us because of the construction that they're doing for the new coaster. And also because of how expensive it was to maintain Kingda Ka on those rides. A lot of people are calling it, what are they calling it? They're calling it Superman Island. So we're going to show you Superman Island. Now we're going to go all the way to the carousel, just because you can cut across here, but I want to show you all the games in the boardwalk section. I don't want to cut that out. So, actually, you know what? We're going to go this way and we go through. So, let's go over here first. We always have a plan when we make these videos, but you never know. Right here, that's the red tent that's not being used. This one here is the Adventure World. So this is the boardwalk section, or now, as people call it, Superman Island. But there's some food locations here, and this is where you can get the majority of your carnival games. So if you love carnival games, this is where you want to go. So right here is Rita's, because you gotta have a little Philly here, right? So Rita's is right there, and that's a Garden State Grill where you can get burgers and all those kind of food court kind of stuff, chicken nuggets, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna come over here. It doesn't look like the games are open yet, but these are all different carnival games. Yeah, these are closed here, but you got ring toss over there. You got hook a duck, which I always like because the kids always win, which is nice. And there you got the sports bar, and you got the food court there. Of course, you got tons of crane games. Yet again, if you're interested, last year we did a full Let's Play where you can see all the different games they have here. Yeah, here's the hook a duck. I always like the hook a duck. There we go. Make this a little bit brighter. Let me get a little bit darker. There we go. So, in the past, right around this claw game area here was another way to get into the Golden Kingdom. And of course, you know as well as I do, it is now gone. You can still see the arches for the Golden Kingdom, but it's now closed. You can't get back there. And right here, this is where the Twix ride, I call it the Twix ride, it was called Twister, which was a flat ride, was there. And then right next to that was actually the parachute ride. But let me show you real quick. This is the end of April. So let's show you the construction right now. It's all been cleared. Kingda Ka, Green Lantern, it's all been cleared out. So on this side, there's not much to show you. But we're gonna go all the way over to Superman, then we're gonna walk back and show you what is still part of this section, and why people come back here still. But yeah, this is all construction wall, and it's going to be for basically a whole year or so. But right over here is Superman Ultimate Flight, which is a B&M. It's a clone, but it's a flying coaster where you lay in your stomach, which is always nice. And this section right here, that's all blocked off, used to be where Green Lantern was. So, let me go over here quick. But when you come up here, that's all the construction there. Green Lantern, all that's gone. So let's show you what's still left here. Over here you got a basketball game. One of the 3-point challenges. You can see Flash in the background. And then back here you still have the Great Road Race America, which is their go-karts. So you still got the go-karts back there. And then you got Slingshot, which is, I always call it the hamster wheel, where you kind of sit in that and it launches you straight up. So that's what you got there. And now we're heading back. So we're leaving Superman Island and we're going back to the other games, but there you go. People getting in the hamster wheel. All right, so now we're walking back the other side. And then we're gonna head back towards the front of the park. So we are almost done with our tour. So once again, let us know what you think of it. We love doing the Explorers. And this was a tricky part. Let us know if you think there was a better way for us to do it. But right over here is the Hook the Duck. Over here you got Roll the Ball. Just all the different carnival games. If you like carnival games, this is the section you want to go to. It's literally called the Boardwalk for a reason. So, but we got to come over here because we don't want to get too much music, because music will then kill any monetization we have with this. Because the original Great Adventure was a top 10 video, but never really made any money off it. So this is Boardwalk Steak and Fries, which, you know, basically what it is a cheesesteak place. And then there's the Rita's that we came in at. Over here is another basketball game, not quite a 3-point challenge, but, and then we're gonna come down this way. There's the carousel, and this is, like I said, still the Boardwalk. Got the Boardwalk Fries there, but here you got all carnival games. So we come over here. Oh, you got the frog launch over here. You got Whack-A-Mole, Pyramid Smash, Balloon Pop, Lobster Pots, Rebound. Any game you want to lose your money on, this is more gambling than Atlantic City. Hey, bud. Not yet, not yet. So, how you doing today, sir? So, are all the games going to be open today or no? Okay. All right, sounds good. All right, we're going to head back over to the front. They have the misting thing, so they're expecting a warm day. But we are now back at the carousel right in front of the Yum Yum Cafe. And now we're working our way all the way back to the main gate. So I want to take you there because I do want to show you the left-hand side when you enter all the stores there. So we are giving you a full park walkthrough. So these are our favorite to do. Now right in front of me is Houdini, which is my favorite flat ride, I think, of any park. That's how much I enjoy Houdini, but I don't want to ruin it for you. So I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but it definitely is. There's one here and one at Six Flags New England. Definitely make sure you check it out. But this is a pretty long park, and you can tell we're getting back to the middle, the entrance and the exit. So unlike a lot of parks that are circular, this one is literally very long. But there's Houdini, where there's the funnel cake factory. As we keep on walking, there's the main fountain in the middle. Now, also, if you want to see the kids sections, we're going to be updating the kids sections because there is some new rides at Junior Thrill Seekers. So we are going to be updating those, and we're going to have them linked. But over here is Sweet Spot. So this is a new store. This is where you can get your fudge. So while the other place has Build-A-Bear and stuff like that, Sweet Spot has your fudge, and I am pro fudge. Now, currently it's not open, but hopefully by the time you're watching this video, it'll be open and ready to go. Now, you got the Main Street Market right there, but over here, Six Flags Universe, this has everything you want. It's got the Great Adventure stuff, it's got DC stuff, it's got Looney Tunes stuff. This is the main store. So even though that one's got a great location, this is where you want to go to get any of your gifts. And it's a big store. It goes pretty much all the way along the side. So once again, yeah, there it is again, Six Flags Universe. So once again, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're hitting 40 parks this year, and this is only our third park. It's our second park twice. So we got a long way to go in 2025. We do explores of every park we go to, and you know, pretty much this is one of the flagship parks they have here at Great Adventure. Right, there's resort services and strollers. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Paul, 125 Roller Coaster Challenge. Cannot wait to see you in the queue in 2025. Good way to end it is with the classic Bugs Bunny.